Hi guys, this is Mark McRae, and what's the difference between ROAS and ROI? What's the difference between return on advertising spend and return on investment? I had a conversation today where two people were arguing about it and neither of them were correct. So I just want to give you a simple explanation of these two metrics that are most commonly used in business and in advertising. And we'll take the return on investment first. So imagine that you invested in something and you invested $10,000. So a year later, that $10,000 investment is worth $100,000. Okay, so you started with $10,000, you now have $100,000, and the difference between what you started with and what you finished with is $90,000. Now, if you were to divide $90,000 by your original investment, you would get a 900% return, ROI, return on your investment, because it's the difference between what you started with and what you finished with. Now, ROAS, the return on advertising spend, is slightly different. If you started with $10,000 in an ad campaign for Google or Facebook or wherever, and at the end of that period of time that you're looking at, whether it be a month, a day, however long, you finish up with 100,000, you don't look at the difference, you look at how many times does your original starting money go into the actual revenue. So if the revenue you generated was $100,000 and you started with $10,000, 10,000 goes into $100,000 10 times. So for every $1 you spend, you make $10 or 1,000%. So the numbers are different and they're usually used to calculate different things. They're both important numbers, but don't get confused between ROI and ROAS. So one is calculating your return on investment, and that's the difference between what you started with and what you finished with. And the other one, ROAS, is the revenue divided by what you started with. So if you like these tips, you would like to hear more of those tips, just let me know. Best place to get me is on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening.